American citizens are voluntarily leaving America. How do I know this? I'm a real estate transaction coordinator. I've been a real estate transaction coordinator for about 15 years. I've owned my own business. It'll be 9 years in September. In the 9 years that I've owned my own business, I have closed over 7,000 real estate transactions. And I have never seen what I am seeing right now. Currently, out of the 11 listings that I currently have under contract and managing, 5 of them, 5 families, are selling their homes to move abroad. 5 out of the 11, so almost half. And every single one of those 5 homes are under contract for over $1 million. So that's telling me that the wealthy are leaving. Back in the day when I was closing over 120 transactions per month, I would maybe have 1 seller per year selling their home to move abroad. But to have 5 all at once and above the $1 million price point, this is North Carolina and South Carolina markets, okay? This is not California. This is North Carolina, South Carolina, okay? It's like, I'm not an economist, but this is like a red flashing light warning. I have never seen this in 15 years that I've been in the real estate industry. So, yeah, just a little random factoid for you on this Wednesday morning.
I look like absolute hell, but I wanted to come on here and say that my heart is literally breaking for our country and for the people in it. I just had to walk out of a restaurant because she stood there trying to tell me that everything happening was the fault of Joe Biden. This person, and I'm not going to name him, this person who talks about God all the time, goes to church regularly, and voted for that thing, and that is what he is. He's not human. And if we want to get biblical, then maybe we are in the end times, because I do believe he and Musk are the Antichrist. They tried to raid an elementary school today in Chicago. ICE, they tried to raid it. Thankfully, the school wouldn't let them come in, but they tried. Those are children. Those are babies. They also have taken down the government website for reproductive rights. That's great. Let's just go ahead and kill women. What does it matter? Apparently, we don't matter. My children are living in a world with fewer rights than I had. This cannot stand the way it is. We have got to stand together in unity and not back someone who would demand an apology and belittle a bishop for saying nothing more than please have mercy on those who need it.
Once hailed as a land of opportunity, the American dream is now collapsing, even for those who were historically promised its rewards. Across the nation, white Americans, some middle class, some rural, some college educated, are breaking down in tears, realizing that the future they were promised no longer exists. This is not just about inflation, it is about despair, a collective unraveling. Today, we are diving into why so many white Americans are finally waking up and breaking down as they see the system crumble beneath their feet. Watch and pay attention, and I will share my thought later.
I wouldn't go back. For $100 an hour job, I wouldn't go back.
Interesting.
I would not go back at all. getting up in the morning, doing what you have to do, and rushing to go and punch the clock to make somebody else rich. You get to decide what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it. And us, we work really hard. So it pays off because we're working for ourselves instead of giving all our energy and everything to somebody else to make them rich so they can live a good life. In the US, we're kind of groomed to be an employee. You know, work for someone.
Like my friend said, he is in Ohio. He said, I have tried four times and I have to go back.
Really?
Yeah, 4 times. He said, man, I wish I can do it. Everybody wanted to come home. About 90%. Who wanted to get up in the morning and go and clock and, I mean, stress? No, everybody wanted to come home, but they're scared that when they get home, the money will get finished and then they have to go back. You know, when you are in overseas, you might think that people like you, family members love you. But when you come here and stay, your attitude is different. Yeah, I think Ghana is expensive. Ghana is not what you think. When you convert the money to dollars, you might think that it's not expensive, but the money runs like river. So when you come and think that Ghana is cheap and you are coming to spend your money, like United States, you can't last. You will go back. Now, I don't think about to become a millionaire. I just want to live my simple life. If I can buy something, whatever I want, I can buy it. I'm okay. I don't want to be a millionaire. No, I don't.
Everybody's always asking me why I moved to South Africa. How did I choose Cape Town? Why am I thinking about moving to Durban? What do you mean why? Maybe this will help you understand why I want to live in Cape Town, South Africa, or Durban, South Africa for the rest of my days. For the foreseeable future, I want to be beachside. I love it here. The people are so nice. Everybody is so kind and friendly. The food is so fire. And the vibe is just different. If you're in the States, if you've ever been to Hawaii, it's similar, but not the same. Not the same. I lived in Hawaii for 3 years, and I would say that living in Cape Town is better. It's better. It's just better. It's just better. This is why I moved. People ask me every single day, why did y'all move here? Why did y'all choose here? Girl, can you see? The sun is setting. It's 4:30. This is winter in Durban. Yeah, so that's why, guys. That's why I moved.
Today is my last day here in my house. Tomorrow I leave for Bali indefinitely, and it just feels like very bittersweet, so surreal. And I truly, I love my house. I love my house. This has been my home for the past year and a half where I've really sought refuge. This has been my haven. And yes, I'm moving to Bali, and it's very bittersweet, and it sucks. I just can't. I can't live here anymore. My children are here. I don't really speak to my family, but my children live here. They're 14 and 18 years old. Just don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. I have lived here almost 40 years of my life. There's so much more to the world. There's so much more to the world than just this little piece of backyard, this house. There's so much to see, and I don't want to see it only 2 times a year, only 2 weeks a year. I want a vacation. I want to travel for all my life, but just know that there are sacrifices. There are sacrifices that are made. And this is one of them, having to give up my house yet again, willingly, but having to do this in order to get to what I want. This is the closing of a chapter and the beginning of another one, and it's beautiful, it's bittersweet, but at the same time, it's just, it's the bitter part now. It's the bitter part now.
Literally 90% of the people I come across is talking about leaving America, whether it's in real life or online. So many people are talking about leaving America. Even people who are white, straight, male, female, like who are a little bit less affected by what's going on, are talking about leaving America. Like, people are so uncomfortable. So many people want to leave this country. Never in a million years would I have thought that this would be a thing. Like, I've been talking about leaving America for like the last 1 or 2 years, but like in the last few months, like there are people in droves wanting to leave America. I personally want to leave because the stress of everything going on is just too much, and why have to deal with that if I don't have to? But I'm curious, like, why is everybody else leaving? I feel like I have an idea, but why is everybody else leaving?
Americans are leaving America, and it is not for vacation. It's for survival. A growing wave of Americans are packing up, terrified by Trump's dictatorship, Republican fascism, and Democrats' capitulation. Interracial couples, LGBT plus individuals, people of color, and intelligent people in general are seeing their rights replaced with restrictions. In Ireland, U.S. passport applications hit their highest level in a decade, up 60% in just 2 months. France is seeing long-term stay visas for Americans up 20%. Portugal, Spain, UK, relocation companies can barely keep up with demand. Traffic to Blacksit Global, which helps Black Americans relocate, surged 50% after the election. Some are leaving quietly, like a trans couple in Colorado, because Trump wrongly says there are only 2 genders. States are moving to ban gender care, so they're planning their exit. Google searches for how to leave the U.S. spiked after the election, and real estate deals for Americans in Spain surged before the Golden Visa program was shut down. European culture is different than American culture, and many won't adjust. And of course, Europe has its issues: immigrations, taxes. Putin expected to take Moldova and then Romania with his eyes on the rest of Europe for the new Russian Empire. But a possibility of another European war is a safer bet than staying in a country that is already a fascist dictatorship.
I moved out of the US 5 months ago, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I was living in New York City, and then I accepted a job in Beijing and moved in February. It's been absolutely life-changing, Since I left, I had like American blindfolds on, and now being out of America, they're completely removed. I've realized so much being out of the States that the way that Americans live is not normal. The way that politicians are enacting laws and speaking to people and detaining people and shooting people, like, that's not normal. People don't live like that. And I think people of my generation and the generation below me have gotten so used to absorbing news like that, of mass shootings and crime and hate crimes and these crazy laws that are stripping away their rights, that we're just kind of like, oh, that's just how it is. Like, this is normal. It's not. It's not. I walk around outside alone at night, and I've never once feared for my life here. I've never once experienced hate crime. I've never once witnessed hate crime. I've never once witnessed racism here in China. Some countries are worse than others, and I do know that there's a lot of countries that they have their issues, and there are racist people around the world and hate crime around the world. I do understand. But the way that America is set up, it's kind of like we're conditioned to just learn that this is just the normal way of life, and they're almost enabling it through the laws that they're passing and the rights that they're taking away. Needless to say, never been more stress-free living out of the States, saving so much money here. I'm traveling so much more. I'm meeting so many more people. I have the best community around me. I have the best job. I'm able to go to work and then go out for dinner and travel to another country that weekend and come back and work again. Like, I've never been able to experience as much life as I am in these past 6 months than the first 25 years of my life. I can't express, like, you don't realize it until you leave. You do not realize how much you've missed out and how much you've been just tolerating until you leave. I'm very blessed, and the job that I accepted here helped me move, and they help with my living accommodation. And regardless, there's so many jobs that are hiring English teachers, translators. It's so possible and it's so easy. I don't like how people are throwing their negativity out and saying, oh, well, it's too difficult, it's too expensive. It's not. Do your research. There's ways to do it. I would love to answer any questions that anyone has about moving, or the visa process, or what jobs are out here, or what the price of rent is. Like, I don't know everything because my situation is really specific, but I do know basic stuff here, and I would love to learn more and research more. So if you do have any questions, I would love to answer. I just do want you to know that it's so worth it. It's absolutely so worth it. Leave the country. Leave the country.
All right, guys, I'm just going to say it. I'm leaving the country because I can't see a doctor here. I'm self-employed. I pay hundreds of dollars a month for health insurance. And yet every time I need something, oh, your doctor's not in network. Oh, we don't cover that. Oh, we assign you your primary care doctor 4 hours away and he's booked until October. Like, what am I even paying for? People always say, well, healthcare's bad in my country too. It can't be this bad. It cannot be this dire of a situation. There are no doctors here in Florida. Whatever long waits or paperwork you're dealing with, at least your system exists. I feel like here everything is such a paywall. It's like a maze that just leads to a trap every time. Ever since I got my own health insurance, I've been forced to switch every year because every single year the insurance companies drop my area and we're like down to one left. This was the only plan I could get that wasn't $200 more a month. But less and less doctors are taking these plans. So no one can see the doctor. And the doctors you can find are booked out for like 4 months. When I did sign up for this plan, they told me that the doctor was covered that I already had, so I signed up for it. And then when I went to select my doctor, they're like, oh, never mind. They're not in network. So I'm done. I am just removing myself from this system because it does not work for me. I'm sure it does not work for many other people, but my solution is to leave it. I'm moving to Portugal. I know it's probably not perfect there, but it has to be better than what it is here because at least there they have a system. Here, I don't know what's going on. It's collapsing. It's not working. I mean, I'd have to imagine at the very least, if I'm sick there, I can find a doctor and see a doctor. I don't think I'm being dramatic. This is the reality. We live in the country with the supposed best healthcare in the world, and I can't find a doctor. Does anyone else feel this hopeless, or is it just me?
I made this video on the 11th of May, 2025. The video is now getting a heavy rotation, more so than ever before it was posted. When I posted the video, it went viral immediately because it's a fact. This comment says, I work at Dulles Airport, which Dulles Airport is in Virginia. And when I tell you thousands, I've seen people leaving America for the past 2 weeks, I was like, what is this, an exodus? Yes, it is an exodus. A lot of people are conscious and aware of public and current affairs, what's going on in the United States, have decided for their own safety, for the safety and well-being of their family and their mental health, it's best to leave the United States. Okay, and of course, if you look at the Project 2025, that's their ultimate goal, to push people outside of the United States. They're pushing immigrants, black and brown people. But what's also going on is that a lot of Americans born in the U.S. are also leaving the United States because they do not feel safe and they do not feel like the U.S. government is working within their best interests at this point in time. Now, a good way of finding out more information about people leaving is what you'll notice is a lot of abandoned cars at airports, okay, or just sitting on the side of the road or just left in parking lots. So what I do is I speak to tow truck drivers. If you know any tow truck drivers, you can speak to some of those guys and they'll tell you that you're just picking up cars left, right, and center all over the United States. Now, the hidden information, there's a lot of other data that you could use, right? Like what you won't find this information so easy. A lot of apartments are now being left abandoned. Abandoned apartments, homes are being left abandoned, and people are just going where they could find better living and a more safe environment to raise their families, so forth and so forth. And if you look at the U.S. today, it is nothing that it was advertised as being a first world country. The U.S. today is not a first world country, in my opinion. I would not even consider it a fourth world country, much more a second world or a third world country. It's way below a third world country, okay? And the reason is, look at what's happened. They're locking up people in concentration camps until death occurs, okay? There are people who are dying in these facilities, okay? They're asking for help. They don't have no medical care, hardly any medical care at a lot of these facilities. They lock people in these facilities for months, days, and weeks. A lot of them are dying, okay? There's mass protests taking place all over the United States every single day for the last 6 months, and that ties into what Michelle Obama stated, that within 6 months, this administration will destroy the entire United States and tank the economy. Now you've seen where they have this big, beautiful bill that will be signed into law, supposedly today, July 4, 2025. And when that takes effect, more people will leave, because the fact of life is that a lot of people are getting laid off A lot of people are quitting their jobs. The jobs aren't paying much. So the crash of the whole thing, and the most important resource is the human resource, which is leaving. So with that, you'll have a big gap of companies collapsing because they cannot find adequate or sustainable labor to keep their companies going, which will lower production. On top of that, you got to add into that the tariffs that they enacted, which crippled some business who will not resurrect to this day. All right. So I expect the current climate, and they're ramping up ICE agents because in the big beautiful bill they're more funding to expand ICE to become a bigger agent with more personnel, this, that. So of course they'll probably be terrorizing people all over the streets more. There's no way the United States can be a first world country currently with what's going on. It's impossible. There's no first world country in this world that just chase people down and beat them on camera in broad daylight. Okay, a lot of times they're injured, some die, whatever the case is. Okay, and building camps in the middle of a deserted place like Alcatraz down there in Florida, where they're building this facility. Okay, so if you look at these factors, no first world country do these type of things. So today, the word first world country does not apply to the United States. Okay, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many other people, because the human suffering and cruelty that's happening in real time is very existence, and it's spreading wider and wider. So the level of hatred towards people of color, brown people, so forth and so forth increase. So will you see more people exit the United States. And some of these people are just mostly concerned about their personal safety, their assets, their property, which brings up another story. A lot of people are liquidating their assets, right? Selling everything they have. Some people don't even care to sell stuff. They just get on a plane, leave their cars at the airport, and just get out of here. So this is happening wide. And the funny thing about it is, a lot of people who will be left in America, right? They don't want to do the jobs that they fought people away from. Okay, they don't want to do these jobs, and a lot of these jobs don't pay shit. You understand? So there you go. So I expect this video that this comment came from, it's just going to keep getting views higher and higher and higher and higher. Because you see, the thing is this, nothing can beat facts. That's just the bottom line of the bottom line. A fact is a fact. Whether you like it or whether I like it, that's just it. You understand what I'm saying? So stay safe out there. And the people who are traveling and planning to leave or on their way leaving or contemplating leaving, be safe and catch you in the next video. Peace. I made this video on the 11th of May, 2020.
For generation, whiteness in America came with a certain promise: a stable home, a decent job, a future for your kids. But now, even those who played by the rules are realizing the system is eating its own. Rent are skyrocketing, home ownership is out of reach. White millennials and Gen Z are drowning in debt, gig jobs, and broken healthcare, just like everyone else. And it is eating them hard, because they were never taught how to prepare for a world that does not care about anyone who is not at the top. Millions of white Americans are working 40, 50, and even 60 hours a week and still living paycheck to paycheck. They are realizing the American economy is not broken. It is functioning exactly as it was designed, to extract labor and reward only the wealthy few. The middle class is gone. Their parents had pensions, job security, and savings. They have good fund made for medical bills, anxiety, depression, burnout, hopelessness. America is having a mental health breakdown, and it is visible across every age, race, and class. But for many white Americans, this collapse is existential. They were told, you are the future. Now they are realizing they were lied to. And that realization that the system was never sustainable, it is shattering. They were told, go to college, get married, buy a house, work hard. But now, degrees mean debt, not jobs. Houses are unaffordable, healthcare is a gamble, and no one is coming to save them. Many are waking up to a truth black, brown, and poor Americans have known for centuries. America was never built for everyone to win, not unless you were rich and white. And now, whiteness alone is not enough. Some cry, others lash out in anger, in violence, in denial. Conspiracy theories are spreading, divisions deepening, and still, many do not understand what is truly happening. This is not just a political crisis. It is a spiritual collapse. People are desperate for meaning, a country that only values profit. What we are witnessing is a reckoning, not just with capitalism, not just with inequality, but with the might of America itself. The only way forward is not through nostalgia or nationalism, but through truth, justice, and solidarity. because white people are now learning what others have always known. White tears are no longer just about guilt or privilege. They are about grief for a future that is being stolen. But grief can lead to growth if it is channeled into solidarity, awareness, and action. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comment box below. Until next time, cheers and have a good one.